Welcome back, everyone. And I do mean everyone. It's Forgotten Circus. So I'm going to be doing my light spoiler review of the best show on television, The Penguin. If you're not watching The Penguin right now, you're not watching anything. This show is phenomenal. Like, hands down, the story, the writing. I almost don't see like Batman in it at all. And it's in that, that's how good this show is. So let's get into it. So this is episode 2, which I didn't know. They set the bar so high in the first episode. This episode set the bar even higher. It seems like everything they're doing with this series and this character and Colin Farrell's performance is working. So, yes, it starts out with like the main focus in this episode is a lot of Sophia and Oz. Heavy with Sophia and Oz and the family and everything. And you have Vic. But Sophia is going through it, so she has to go see a psychiatrist. And we have a sighting of one of the Sons of Anarchy alum, Old Juice. But that scene was a little weird. It works because she's very eccentric. How can I say? But I like Sophia. Yeah. But she is crazy. And she's seeing a lot of stuff. She's getting a lot of visions. See, I like this, how they're doing it. Because it doesn't feel like it feels like you're immersed in that comic book world. If you were that little kid that opened the comic book and then you were just sitting there and you were just basically imagining what that world would be like through reading just off of pages, this show immerses you in it. And then you can see it. Just so good. So. And then, we got the appearance of the old Penguin, old Oswald Cobblepot, Colin Farrell himself. And, he's trying to swing the things between. It looks petty now what he's doing. He's trying to turn like families on each other so he could eventually get there. But he's trying to see. But it makes you feel like he's trying to make you see like, no. I just want to be right where I'm at, just with a little bit more money. But he's so good. But yeah. And then he's talking with Sal, and Sal ain't feeling it. The other families ain't feeling it. We're like, all right, what you got? What proof do you have of anything? And we know what you did. So nobody trusts the Penguin. Nobody. But do they think they don't trust him? Or this dude is a G. He manipulates everybody. But and we have the whole thing. We got this heist going down, and you think that there's supposed to be a transport of certain documents, certain money and stuff like that, and then the other family gets tipped off and goes there. See, that's what I like about this show, because there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of moving pieces, because people think that it's just the Penguin doing it, Oswald, but everybody's trying to play everybody. That's what makes this show so good. And I like how they take kind of Oz out of it a little bit at certain points, so you can see it like from Sophia's point of view, or you can see it from Sal's point of view, or the other Falcons and the other henchmen and all that. It just, you see it from so many different aspects, and it works in the time frame of the hour. What was that? An hour and 10 minutes? It works in that time frame perfectly. So, and then so you got the heist, everything goes down. It's funny because like you get to this part with like Vic, and the chemistry between them two are really great. But I'll get into that. But and then obviously you think it's not working, and Oz is when you kind of see it through his eyes, you're like, what is this guy doing? What is his angle? But his angle is every angle. He just adapts. The Penguin is the way they're portraying this is the best. The best. And that whole thing about, it's like The Sopranos. It's like The Sopranos mixed with The Wire. I get that. But Colin Farrell as the Penguin, Oswald Cobblepot, it's its own thing. You can't compare him to Tony. You can't compare him to Nucky, any of those people. You can't. It's its own thing. So, but he hustles and he's talking to Sophia. He's like, yo, I don't know why we doing all this. Why aren't you running the family? What, because you're a female? Dude, he knows how to play it. And he does have a good point. He's like, why aren't you next in line? Why did he go to the uncle? Because the son's no longer here. Why didn't he go to you? So and then he says stuff to her, and then she's like, dude, I still believe that you killed my brother. Like, she's smart. She knows what's up, man. And then, but he knows how to hustle and talk and put the little birdie in the ear, little whisper. Like, hey, we can all benefit. We're all trying to get to the top regardless, right? But at the beginning, you don't think she's catching on to that, but she comes around. And then Vic, oh my gosh. Vic and Oz are hilarious together, the two of them. Like, everything about them is hilarious. The combination of those two characters, and you can tell that as actors, they have chemistry with each other. They have chemistry. You can tell. And it's this show it's something else, man. You have to watch it. Different angles, but I'm not going to I can do a breakdown of actually the show, but yeah. And then so Sophia's like she's trying to shake everybody down in this show. She's trying to read everybody. Everybody thinks she's crazy and stuff, but she's very smart. I like Sophia, but she is a freaking lunatic. I mean, Harley Quinn, Sophia, stuff in the DC universe. Yeah, she's up there, but. And it seems like there's points when everybody's trying to get dirt on each other. And it's subtle too with certain things. Everybody's trying to set this dude up, set that up. And I like that about the show because you never know how it's going to hit until the end. They know how to build that climax with the show. And then at the end, you're like, oh, that's right. I thought you were doing that, but then you did this. And then you went back to... Oh, I thought it was the other way. It's that type of show, man. So good. And then you got the moment with he goes back to his apartment and like Eve, if you know Eve from the first episode, it's his main squeeze, his main squeeze. It's the girl he likes, but he doesn't want to be all the way in. She doesn't want to be all the way in, but you can tell that they really care for each other. Whether it's a business proposition to see what comes out on the end, you can tell that there's something there to benefit both people. But yeah, she's like, we know you did it. Everybody knows you did it. How are you going to fix it? With Falcone. And it does a normal spiel, and she's just like, I like the acting between these two too, because it worked. You could tell they really care for each other, but it's like, yeah, but I just had to bring that up because that scene that's how good this show is. You'll watch every scene, and it takes you out of it kind of puts you in a different place where every scene is its own thing, which is good with the show because it's like every scene they all lead into each other, but we're seeing a different aspect of certain things and introducing a lot of characters that make sense. Disney. But yeah. And then, Sophia's just going crazy yet again. Just doing her thing. There's a lot of Sophia in this. A lot of it. And I didn't mind it. Sophia, I like Sophia, man. She's good. And then we got the scene. This scene was hard. And it's great acting and everything. But he goes back to his mom's house because, you know, if you watch the first episode, his mom is very important. You know, he loves his mom. And she's at a point. And then, what is it? Caesar? Cesar? Cesar is like, yo, I've seen this before. And, wait, I forgot Cesar. Was he in the first episode? Or it's some guy that he basically hires to watch his mom while he's not there. But Cesar is like, yeah, I know what this is. It's probably dementia. It's coming. And, you know, you can tell on Oz's face, Colin Farrell, darn, you're doing such good. Give him all the Emmys. He knows it, but he doesn't want to hear it from somebody else. He knows it, but he doesn't want to hear it. Because he's one of those, you could tell as a character, he thinks that you always got to have a shot, whether you got to do it this way or that way. You always have to give yourself that one shot. So, and then her acting, and you can tell that she's kind of lost, and he puts on the record, and Vic's there, and you can tell that she's more comfortable with Vic now being there. It's like, yeah, Vic's there. But that scene was really powerful acting between all of them in that scene, because it was one of those where you felt the emotion of it. You felt like he has guilt, like how could I have done more for my mom? And then you can see that she's so confused. But when he puts on the record, she snaps out of it and kind of gets too. But then she kind of knows, like, yeah, I only got so much time left. Granted, I may have not been the best mother or whatever, but we got this one last chance together. Emotional moment. I got a little bit too far into that one. I do apologize, but yeah. But yeah. We got that, and then we go back to the funeral, so they're doing the memorial for Falcone. You know. Al Falcone. What was his name again? It didn't matter because he disrespected Penguin, which didn't like, so I erased it out of my memory. But yeah. So we're having this whole thing, and then Sophia's up there, and then Penguin's showing up late. You know, Oz showing up late because he was doing this thing over there, showing up late. So now it does look a lot super sketch now, because like, where's the guy at? I don't see him, and we all think it's him. Wouldn't he show up for this? So he does show up. You know, he makes it there. Him and Vic get there. You know, and it's just a bunch of twists and turns. He tries to do his thing. He goes to the uncle like, yo, I got some stuff to show you with the photos. So the photos are a big thing because it has somebody that's actually in the family that can be, you know, blackmailed for certain stuff. But he doesn't take it. Then he goes to Sophia. And then Sophia, you can tell Sophia's like, nah, I'm not. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Yeah, whatever you're pitching. Oh, and then he hits her with the, yo, you should actually be in charge. Hit her with it again. You should be in charge. And it has her thing, but then she's like, I can't trust this guy. So obviously they're going to get somebody that's going to try and find out who actually killed her brother. And then that would make sense so they could get to the bottom of it, right? But no. Old Oswald got everybody twisted. Because everybody's playing everybody, but he's playing everybody while they playing everybody. Dude's a G. So he like spins the whole thing, and we have a good conversation between like everybody right there. You know, the two important parties. And then you get to the point where she knows, but she needs him. Because he put that in her ear, like, why aren't you running the family? She's like, I know it did, but then I could. With Sophia, she's like, I can get him on the back end. I can play him too, but I need him right now. It's kind of that tick for tack situation. But, and then you got the part where they're like, yeah, we found the guy or whatever. So there's a whole setup. You got to watch the episode. There's a lot of twists and turns. So they get another person that can confess, right? But they have to convince the other families that they have this person. and it's crazy. This is like Clue. It's almost like Clue. So he's setting everyone up while everybody's setting everybody up. And then Sophia has some anger issues. There's a scene where she's just eating a bunch of stuff at the dinner, well, not the dinner table, but kind of like the catering table. And she's just looking at everybody like, I don't trust anybody. And then she wants to make herself look crazy, so it throws everybody off. See, everybody's playing everybody. I knew what she was doing. So everybody would just like, oh, just ignore her. Just let her do her thing. And nobody would follow her. Or yeah, it was smart. But, and then, so the whole thing fails because they can't get the jewels. They were supposed to put the jewels in another car for another setup. And Vic couldn't get there in time because, who got there first? It was Sophia's team got there, right? And then he couldn't to do the whole setup, so it looks like somebody else. So, being the smart man that he is, they're all lining him up like, yeah, because somebody gets unalived with a knife, the witness, right? So, like, who did it? Obviously, the Penguin, Oswald. He did all that distraction. But then they go back, right? They're like, who did it? So they're checking everybody. And you think he gave it to the one that he has the photos on, but he didn't. He put it on the one bodyguard for Sophia. So it looks like Sophia was the one trying to do that, right? Set the whole thing up so she could take over the family. And then the uncle, which is running the family right now, was literally like, yeah, we're just going to send you off in a way because that's one of your crew, right? So now she's in a debacle where she's like, all right, not in good with my uncle. He just wants to send me away. And then I got Oswald over here that wants me to be, or has all the keys to make me be in charge of the family. Sometimes you got to sign a deal with the devil, I guess, right? On both sides. Benefits them both. And then they can see who wins in the end. So I did like that where she's like, yeah, let's do this. So, and you can tell that Oz has a very soft spot for Vic. But he keeps asking me, you in or you're not? Let me know. But now it's getting to the point like, yo, you can just walk away from it. But if you don't, we're going to get too far in. We're already too far in. You're way in. So he's giving him every out, but he's trying to keep him in. But yeah. And then Sophia is definitely like, let's do it. So I hope episode 3 is going to show how they're going to form. I want one of those longer episodes. So they got to form alliances, the two of them, because they definitely have to overthrow the family. See how good this is? It's like, it reminds me of The Godfather all over again. Like, but I don't want to compare it to other mob and mafia movies and stuff like that, but this is that show. This is that show. And it's one of those I know is a limited series, but let's keep it going. You got enough time for the Batman 2. That's going to take some time, but you've already alluded to something. Let me get another season out of this before you come out with the Batman 2. Yeah. But anyway, that's my breakdown, review, and kind of analysis. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I want everyone to subscribe. And I do mean everyone.